People learn that they can do things they never expected to do. That's what makes it so unique. People see these professionals and professional amateur fighters and they don't believe they can do it, and all of a sudden they realise they can throw a beautiful punch, they can get fit and feel fantastic. They realise that they had something fantastic, something good, and they realise they can do something good, and when you haven't got something you miss it. So they miss it, they end up coming back. They might go back again, but they'll come back again. It's one of the most beautiful sports out there in the world. It's a single man and single woman sport, and that's what makes it so great. You got no one else to blame, no one else to praise but yourself when you're doing something correct. And knowing that I'm still part of that and teaching it to young people like yourself, and teaching it to my children, and teaching it to people who suffer depression, people who have autism, people who have got disabilities, and show them that they can do things we've been told from doctors that they can't do, from physiotherapists, from chiropractors that they can't do, and they do. And that's what keeps me going.
So exercise is probably one of the most effective ways of improving and maintaining our mental health. And regular exercise helps has a positive impact on all sorts of things, from depression, anxiety, ADHD. It can reduce stress, it can promote focus, concentration. And the way that exercise does that is when you start to exercise, your body interprets exercise as a stressful moment, and as your heart pressure increases, our body goes into fight and flight mode. And what happens when the body goes into fight and flight mode is a protein is released in the brain, and that protein is to protect the body from stress. And the way that it protects the body is by creating new connections in the brain. The other thing that's being produced in the body when we exercise is a thing called endorphin, which is like a natural painkiller. So what it does is it transfers pain into a feeling of bliss or euphoria, and it can also calm and reduce stress and anxiety. So that's a good thing that we want. The other thing that happens in the body when we exercise is the serotonin is a molecule that's produced, and that's it's a mood stabilizer. So serotonin is responsible for our appetite, our sleep, our sex drive, and our mood. And depending on how much we exercise, depends on how much serotonin and how often serotonin is released in the body, which therefore determines how good you feel about yourself. Dopamine is another molecule that's released in the body, and dopamine is a motivation molecule. So for example, you're sitting on the couch at home, you're a bit bored, you don't really want to do anything, and I walk in and I go, hey, you want to go boxing? And boxing triggers something in you that's exciting. So dopamine is what's released then. Dopamine motivates you to want to go to want to go boxing, and then we go boxing, and then the other thing that dopamine does, it promotes pleasure and reward. So after we've done the boxing, we end up feeling really good. So dopamine does two things.
So some of the physiological benefits of exercise can include weight regulation, improving the strength of your muscles and your bones, improving your flexibility and your balance, as well as decreasing your risk of injury. It's really good for decreasing pain, improving healing of different injuries. It's really good for preventing disease, as well as actually really helpful in things with mental health, so improving your mental health. So they're all really important benefits of your exercise. Improves the structure and function of your blood vessels, so it improves your circulatory system, and also improves the energy storage as well in your muscles, and it's really good at burning specifically more fat than your other typical exercise modalities as well.